been good, man. It's good reasons why we've been away for a few weeks. Good going down. You'll get to see that in the next few weeks as we work on all sorts of new stuff. Oh, okay. Well, you guys can see, you know, this first set that we're showcasing you guys now for a Phantom Assassin, and it's got some really neat lines, some really neat design on this helmet already. We're gonna finish off working on the braid. We're gonna unwrap it, and we're gonna shoot it over to zBrush and do a little bit of zBrush comment. Got a Dota, you think of the Intuos 5. I use the Intuos 4. Yeah, I looked at the 5 and it's got, I guess there's two versions for the 5. It's got the, you know, the default one. I think they come in gray now for some reason. And then the touch version of it. And the touch version is just, I've heard bad things about it. I mean, you got a pen, man. What are you gonna need gestures for with that? It's extra money you need to spend on it. And I'm not sure about, I know I read the additions that come with the 5, and it's usually just like more resolution, some extra buttons. They got rid of the wheel, I think, or they did something different with the wheel. They got rid of the shininess I like a lot on the 4. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a big enough upgrade to spend that extra money on it. I think the 4 is perfect right now still for me. I don't know, man. What would you got? Xenophobia, what's up, man? Welcome. Hey, you have 2 credits. Don't worry, man. You add them up quick. Before you know it, you're like, holy shit, it's like fucking 8 o'clock at night and you've been in here 4 hours with us. Time flies by on this channel, man, I'm telling you. Especially for me. Like, I'll be working and it's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, well, fucked up my schedule again. And I try not to do that and start streaming earlier like we're doing today. Maybe even earlier. How it goes, man. We also got some new music, some new Ronald Jenkins. Check him out on YouTube, you guys, or on pick up his new album. Pretty dope. Actually, I'm gonna restart that playlist so you can listen to it from the start. Oh. Volume should be pretty good, yeah? You guys can still hear it, okay? Oh shit.
Game over, man.
Game over, man. What's up, dude? I lost my coaster. Hold on, man. This is very important. I need that coaster. All right, got it. It's our Stormtrooper coaster. DMN Funky, dude. Welcome to the LiveWorkshop. Got your awesome animation, alien flavored. We're supposed to play some aliens, but we got freaking ridiculously busy, and you know the art was more important. So we'll jump back onto the alien, or start, you know, streaming some of that alien game, Isolation, a little bit later down the line. But hey, man, thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Enjoy all your perks, dude. Working on the channels. LiveWorkshop. Oh no, my Twitch alerts stopped working. Hold up. Put that shit back up. Might need to update. Do a quick test on here. Every now and then that will just bug out, but usually pretty alright for the most of it. Or we can just blame DMN Funky. We get, you know, yeah, there. His fault. Just throw the blame over, man. That's what we do. We just keep on going. All right. Let me just update this real quick on the other channels. Yes, new alert system. Allows us to have different shit. More advanced than the, but a little buggy. Okay. Okay. Share on the right screen. Okay. Oh, leaking cyanide. Some people have like, I think they broke like the 4,500 mark already. Like, man, use your credits. We, you know, get some of the items we give away. And they're hoarding the credits. Like, we're gonna have like $1 million thing at some point or not. What happened to the CK set? Actually, you know what? Let's show the CK set before we jump onto this this girl here and keep doing the UVs and the zBrush. We're gonna jump on zBrush tonight, so that'll be exciting for you guys. But here, let me jump onto. I should probably not have that up because then you guys see all the freaking projects we got going on. All right, that's nice. There we go. I'm just gonna show you guys. This is just the color pass and the textures on it, which are not completely finished either. I still need to touch up the textures and the materials, and we'll show you that in game with a bunch of the effects that we have going for it in another stream. But I'll just show you guys the actual diffuse color map and the mesh. Ooh. So you guys can imagine what kind of effects we're gonna have on this thing. Like some fire, some lava dripping, you know, a lot of fun things, a lot of little trails. Our cape is made out of special effects and it trails behind, and Abyss has been really like killing it on the cape. We've figured out in very different ways on how to make the cape work and look nicer than even the Wind Ranger's one. So that's coming along really, really nice. 1 million credit raffle. Can you imagine? I would have to leave the interrogator droid on the whole time so people can just farm credits in here. But no, we don't. We don't do that. Gotta be live for you to get the credits. Halloween bundle. Well, it won't be for Halloween, but it'll definitely get in before next Halloween. We don't want to have it come out for next Halloween. This will be something else. It'll be sooner than that. A lot sooner. We worked really, really hard on this. So yeah, like I said, it'll have a really nice cape that drags behind, really ghostly. The tail of the horse special effects as well. The pumpkin will have special effects. The neck, the sword, the horse. New hoof prints, of course. And some animations have new effects. Some spells have new effects. Example, the Q, which is the stun, throws the pumpkin, and we have new effects for the pumpkin, and when it hits and crashes. And the avatar has facial animation. Oh my god, this set's just, it's bananas, bananas. All right, so that's a quick preview of that, guys. I'm gonna jump over to the PA and some work today. Alright, oh yeah, one last thing. I'm gonna throw our Steam group notification that we've gone live. So if you guys haven't joined the Steam group, just scroll right down and you can hit that join Steam group and you get a notification if you see your Steam app or whatever. You'll be notified when we go live. Most of the time I don't forget. I think we're pretty good about it, or somebody, one of the mods reminds me on the chat, so we throw it out and it's all good to go. So there, just threw out that announcement. And, 2 minutes, we'll throw another one out, make sure we don't miss any people that might want to watch the LiveWorkshop. Like, man, not updating the broadcast archives. Guys, we worked on that stuff, and we have a lot of videos from the Lone Druid that we're going to be updating really soon. The only thing left on those guys is to do some thumbnails for the videos, and there's going to be updates on the website too, but we're not gonna wait for those to update the videos, because it's going to take a few weeks still to get some of those new things like grouping things inside of the broadcast archive. So we're gonna just throw in the playlist, and then when that system comes online for the website, then we'll be able to group videos together. So you can ungroup inside of the LiveWorkshop broadcast archive, say 5 videos that all have to deal with UV unwrapping for the lone druid. It'll take, spread them out into the screen. If you close it, it'll close them down, and you can see the full screen then. It's gonna be a lot cleaner and easier for you guys to navigate. So that'll be coming soon. But for now, we'll just update it as a playlist, as a single video, because like I said, there's at least 5 videos for unwrapping. There's like 15 for low poly, and like another, oh god, the zBrush has a lot of it, like 15 or 20 videos, I forget, but it's a lot of videos, so we don't want to spend the entire broadcast archive page with like 49 videos or whatever hell it is, so yeah, we'll just throw the playlist on there, and you guys can just jump through them until we get the new system in. But we are going to be updating the website with new videos, all those guys. We also have Bloodseeker that's going to be coming. We have more International 4 videos from other artists that we'll be updating as well. And we have Chaos Knight Headless Horseman. Hey, what's up, my D? Welcome, dude. Yeah, so a lot of videos, guys. And the goal is that, as soon as we finish a broadcast one day, we actually throw on the video the following day. So as soon as we finish updating all the other videos and get that new system in place, the very next day you'll be able to see our broadcast from the night before, and it'll be a lot easier both for us to keep up and maintain, and for you guys to check out what just happened, instead of being a little bit behind on it. Hey, what's up, Pony Boy? Now that you played Dota 2, the work looks a little. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, man, thank you. Oh, hey, Sally. What's up? Finally catching up on the stream. Yeah, using the icons, no doubt. The PA bundle for a ticket. It's gonna be for a chest that might be related to a ticket. I mean, what they've started doing is they have the chest separate from the tickets. So the chest that this item is gonna be involved with is gonna be something pretty unique that we have going on. So be good. David, what's up, man? I know, man, I know. We've been missing for a bit, but we're back. We're so busy making all this new shit and deals and catching up on things, and a lot of back-end stuff, I guess that's what I usually call it. But running the LiveWorkshop usually takes a lot of time every now and then for me to kind of put things together, keep everything running. Oh, insane! No icons. Here you go, man. You can borrow one, right? Here, we'll give you the Sunwire being used. Ah, that's awesome, man. That's another thing, right? The Phantom Lancer is being used, so it's back up to like top 15, I want to say, 15 or 20, on the most heroes played for the month. Really happy about that. Cyanide shit, man. No, we haven't submitted the CK yet. We still have some things to finish. We're also having Losanger make a video for us for the TK. So I still need to storyboard that and brainstorm along with him, the storyboard, and get all the shots figured out. So that we have an awesome little mini story video for the Chaos Knight to promote the set when it comes out. So yeah, I mean, we're going all out on the set, man. Even a little movie for it. Come on, right? It's gonna be good, guys. It's gonna be really good. The Phantom Lancer set in Xenophobia? Hell yeah, man. We worked so hard on it. Really happy that the hero's getting played a hell of a lot more now. Really, really happy, man. It makes it so worth it, all the time we spent on it, and the video that we made for it, and the effects that we got done for it, and the loading screen that is just like, that one took a long time. And so it's finally kind of paying off, seeing it being played because the hero was nuked, was nerfed too many times. Alright, so let me show you guys what we got on. I'm gonna put on a little, actually let's, I'm gonna duplicate this and throw this guy up here just so people can see the color and they don't get all confused by our checker mark that I'm gonna put on the model right here. And this is so we can see how distorted the mesh is. So when we unwrap. So unwrapping is being done so we can texture the model. Here you can see that I've set up most of the UVs already. And I left some space open for the braids. Or a very extra long braid that we're doing. So the idea behind this little bundle is the reason we're calling this a bundle, not just an item, is because it's gonna come with some special effects that are gonna be attached to her daggers. So we can just replace that without replacing the model. Just the dagger effect gets replaced. If we have extra time, maybe we replace the dagger too. But I don't know. We might have some extra time. We might. So that means we replace this guys and the dagger that gets dust. But we'll see. We have a list of things to get through. This is just one of them. Dustpo, did somebody already answer your question? Most likely. I always get to it later. Let's see. Oh, nobody answered yet. Okay, so right here, see this cogwheel right to my left. Right in there, you'll see whatever program that is on the screen is gonna show up right in there. So right now, it's soft image, man. Oh shit, you got an autograph rune from The Sith Happens? What are you gonna put it on, dude? LiveWorkshop. Hey man, my name is Manny or Sith. LiveWorkshop is our little cave here. Lifestealer set. So Lifestealer set we're gonna jump onto after we finish this set of bundles that we're doing. But yeah, next on my list is, well, let's finish the CK, finish the loading screen for Lone Druid, and get back to the Lifestealer. That is about maybe not half done, but a lot of the low poly is done, some of the UV mapping is done, and we started the zBrush, so we already did the zBrush for the face. We just have to do the zBrush now for, I guess, the rest of the wraps and the bodies and all that stuff. Oh, actually, we also did we did the zBrush for the armlet that is got on his arm already, a little bit covered by bandages. So yeah, I would say maybe 35–40% is done on that set. So yeah, that we'll jump back on that as soon as we finish the Lone Druid stuff and the CK stuff. And then we have a whole bunch of other lists and other things that we started. Yeah, we actually, fuck. Yesterday I took a break from some stuff because I was a little burnt out. And I had this really crazy idea that I wanted to do for Legion Commander. So yesterday I just spent like a few hours and I fucking pushed out a set. So all the block out, the design, and the low poly is pretty much finished for that set already. But I can't jump on it, you know, and we can't like LiveWorkshop guys, we can't jump on it just yet because we have, you know, these other guys to get through first. But that set and design and low poly for Legion Commander is already done. So we have something really far ahead to start on when we get there. The Legion Commander fans should be freaking happy about that, yeah? Hey, what's up, Sabai Legion? How you doing, man? An IO set? Yeah, maybe we'll make an IO set. Actually, that might fit in with our team a little bit. Depends on some scheduling and some timing stuff. It would... Abyss would be free to do a lot of work on that stuff while we do a lot of sculpting and modeling and all these other things. Yeah, I mean, that's more... That's for the future, man. I'll think about it. Oh, for IO, we would definitely add some mesh sections that animate and things like that. We wouldn't just add effects. We'd go a little bit farther than that. Never coming back. You're right, dude. Like, he's not even in the captain's mode yet. So, yeah. That's also true, man. And hey, maybe Alliance will start using him too, right? Maybe Dota will get back on it. That'd be amazing. Hell yeah. Give IO a head. What, like another little, a mini little, like a moon or something? Rotating. Alright. The braid. Alright, so let me show you guys what I did with the braid. I have a high mid poly, I guess, braid already here sculpted over top of our low poly. And this low poly I was a little translucency on it. I could kind of shrink wrap it, if you will, a little bit better around this new mid-poly braids that I added on here. So we're just gonna fit this guys in a little bit better for our bake. Like that. Right over. A little bit wider in the top part. I'll have to fix the high poly version a little bit. A little skinny in here. A little fast and dirty, but that's okay because this whole section is gonna be fairly small on our UVs, so it doesn't have to be completely perfect. By a long shot, actually. Be just a little bit noisy. What we really care about is a little bit of the detail on the normal map and the colors, so you can see the 3 different braids on here. Kind of hard to see right now, but if throw a different color on one of these guys. 3 different braids running throughout all the way to the bottom. Okay. Let's fix this guy up a little bit here. Some parts got a little bit wacky. Waka waka. I need a little bit more form. I mean, I can go in here and, you know, edit the hell out of these for the next like couple hours, but in the end, it's not gonna make that much of a difference in our in-game item. So we just really want the detail and the colors baked out so that we have a really nice starting diffuse texture to begin from. And then we just worry about the gradients and some highlights and little things like that. So. But for the bake, we actually want to make sure that a lot of this space on the inside is taken care of. And fill it in as much as I can. We end up with a lot of dark sections being filled in by the image. Another word for self-shadowing. For the non-artists in the room. I want to bring this guy. Really digging this new album by Ronald Jenkins too. It's a lot more mellow, so it's a nice overall feel for the whole album. You know, sometimes he's got some really quick songs and things like that, but this one's more on the mellow side. Nice. Nice to throw in random with the rest of his. Guy's so freaking talented. You dick! Hey Panda Express, what's up, man? Rubik's Cube of Light? The name for this PA set, so it's not a set, it's a bundle, because we're not doing all the items, we're just doing a couple. And some of our other things that we're doing for this secret set, or chest, that we'll reveal later. There's gonna be a few bundles that we're working on, so that means a few items. Not full sets, but a few items to go. So this one, the overall feel for it that we're going with, it's a little bit of like, you know, the blood thing that she's got going on with her ultimate. So she's got this like, the 3 braids, and the 1 braid is like, you know, very blood colored, like a blood braid. And we're gonna replace the dagger with the same kind of like a braid behind it, kind of like trailing with maybe 3 braids flowing around. I don't know, we'll play around with it. And maybe we'll replace the daggers too if we have time. If not, you know, we have the blood eyes, we have the blood braid, so something bloodish. Blood. I think Abyss had a good idea for the name already. I already forgot. Maybe you can throw it on the chat. Nakatendi, yeah, dude, you can totally do this. The kind of braids that I did here in Maya. The way that I did these braids, I actually. So I had already like a braids that I did for some other thing like a while ago. So I kind of like grabbed those and I modified them to fit, you know, with the style and the design that we're going for this blood braid. But the way I did those, I actually modeled, I think, 3 links of one braid. And each braid has 3 strands, right? So those 3 strands I kind of like just modified, like, you know, it's really easy because it's only 3 links. You know, I have to do a whole bunch of them. So those 3 links, I just grabbed the verts and kind of like rotated them and, you know, made them actually braid each other. I don't know if you know how to braid hair, but with the 3 braids, you hold 2 on the sides and 1 in the middle, and you just keep switching the one from the outside to the inside. So you switch those, and then you switch the 2 from the left the other way, and then you just keep doing that, and that's a braid. So I just did that super easy into 3 links, and then I made sure that where the link ended, I was able to mirror that again if I just duplicated the mesh. I duplicated that below, and then just kept duplicating, and I ended up with a super long strand of a braid already finished. So with that finished, I put that on the 0, 0, 0 on the axis, all the way to the top, super long, so that I can just delete whatever I don't need. And then I drew a curve wherever I wanted the curve to go, and then I deformed my mesh by that curve. And then I was able to extend it, you know, and just move it along the curve. And the really nice thing about Softimage is that you can continue to edit the curve, and your mesh will continue to follow it, because Softimage works in a stack system, that it doesn't ever fuck over with your history or your stack. So you can keep moving that curve and keep, you know, like wrap the braid around like an arm or a tentacle, or make horns out of it, you know, anything like that is really neat. So I know Maya has that as well. I'm not sure if you can keep modifying afterwards. You probably can, but the history might be a little shitty on it. But yeah, you, like I said, just make the polygons like, or the mesh like I explained. Put on 0, 0, 0, draw your curve, and then deform your mesh by the curve. The way to do your braids. Oh, and before that, I have 3 braids. So I did 3 curves, and then I then wrapped those curves around each other to have the 3 braids inside of there with 3 strands each. Hopefully that made sense to you, man. David, no man, we still haven't come up with a final name for the CK. I haven't really invested like an actual amount of time to sit down and be like, okay, we're gonna come up with it. You know, we're still just throwing ideas out for it. So it's still up in the air. Hey, Pink Ninja, welcome in. Am I developing with the foreknowledge of what the Arcana is going to be for the PA? Nope, I am not. Not worrying about that stuff. We're just following the silhouettes and the meshes underneath, so we know that our stuff is going to be working with whatever Arcana comes out. Will be alright. Unless they make the Arcana item the head. In that case, then you won't be able to use our helmet, but who knows, you know, that's just a gamble, you know, knowing what item they're going to use for the Arcana slot. So. Humiliation. Shit, man, we haven't even finished. You want to steal our shit already? You have to pull it out after he gets into the game, eventually. And then you can steal it. But yeah, once we get done with the zBrush for this stuff, it's gonna look really, really nice again. Really, really happy with the shapes and the design of the helmet. It's very elf-like, you know, very fancy kind of armor, and very dynamic at the same time. Really good. Yeah, sure thing, Nakatendi. You're welcome, man. You will. Motherfucker. Way it goes. Alright. Let's continue doing this braid after that explanation. Actually, let's make a quick check on our poly count. So I have a low poly, so here's the default one. Hours. Let me turn on my low poly here and just rip this guy. What is it? I'm gonna duplicate that and bring it up a little so we can see both. If I need to duplicate, I'm just gonna move it up. On it. That's 442 polygons. LOD 0, the one that you see in the avatar, and the one that you see when you zoom in is going to be this one, and this one's 664 polygons. We get 1200 polygons. As you see back here, I set up my scene, so I have all the information for all the items, the textures, and the poly count limit and all that. Always handy. I never have to reference anything. Everything's inside of the scene. Really freaking awesome. I'm gonna have my scenes downloadable on the website eventually, so you guys can just this startup scene and throw your stuff in there, and have the same kind of setup if you want to use it. So that's 1200, the number above of the LOD 0, the zoomed in version of the models that you see, and then below it is the in-game one that you see when you're zoomed out. So up here is our in-game, which is 600 on the nose. This one we said was 600 plus the braid, which is 822. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, hey, Matt, what's up? Well, that's actually our fault, man. Just because we haven't been streaming for a couple of weeks. You got super busy, and we had to figure out a whole bunch of other new deals and website stuff and design, and convention happened in one of the weekends too. We're away for a little bit, but we're back, man. We're back, bringing you streams for the live workshop. Your Xbox has terrible ping. What the fuck? Are you watching through your Xbox? It's not easy to do a design this in zBrush and make low version. I'm kind of hard to understand your question, man. But do you mean is it better to do the low poly version rather than zBrush first? Yeah, I mean, if you're designing in zBrush right off the bat, it's gonna be tougher. Having a low poly mesh to start from, it's gonna give you a chance to really have a good setup for your shapes, your volumes, and your design as a whole. If you just go straight into zBrush, you just won't have as fine control as you do in low and mid poly programs. That's just the nature of the program. Some people do it that way, and that's fine. But if you're an artist and you want to be really precise about those lines and those designs and those angles and those volumes, this is probably a better way to go about it. No, David, I haven't spoken to them about that yet, man. Sorry. Next time I speak to them, I'll bring it up. I totally forgot. Playing COD, motherfuck. What's up, man? You hit 4.8 MMR. Holy shit, dude. I think my team MMR went down. We had a little bit of a string of losses. But we weren't playing like 5-on-5. We ended up with getting thrown in with really stupid people. This terrible lady just fed and fed and fed the whole game. And the best part is that at the beginning of the game, he was like, I'm gonna farm like a motherfucker. And then he starts playing, and he's just like harassing the shit out of the team. And he just keeps trying to go for the kills and dying every time. I was like, dude, what happened to the farm? We lost, yeah, we lost. What's better, zBrush or Maya? They do different things, Ian Karadu? Oh man, there's the name fuck up, number one. Maya does more of a like low poly, mid poly, and Maya does a whole bunch of other things that zBrush doesn't do. Like it can do renders, it can do animation, a whole bunch of other things that zBrush is basically just really for a little bit of low polygon. They're trying to dive a little bit more into low polygon with the new version of zBrush, but more than anything, they're more for creating high polygon models and sculpts, like the ultra detailed kind of thing. Okay, that looks like a bot. I'm gonna ban that person or bot. No. $14 minutes radiance. Holy shit, he must have gotten a few kills before to get that radiance that fast, man. Back to this guy. Actually want to have more polygons for the braid, but we just don't even have the the UV space for it right now. Yeah. But I don't think we touched that actually. Oh, actually. Also added a little. Alright. I should make sure it doesn't look completely fucked. It looks pretty alright. Pretty alright. Well, I won't make the triangles because we'll have to bring the zBrush. Actually, no, we don't. We can make this straight out because we already have the braids done, so we can't triangulate the right way. Yeah, I will make a bit close at this. That looks. Any advice on baking out normal maps? Your work always seems to get distortions and it has rounded edges as well as looking doughy. Yes, so for you, well, you're gonna, well, we won't get to that tonight, but you can see the way that I'm setting up my mesh here to really hug my low poly or my high poly mesh. So that's key, man. You have to get as close as possible to your mesh. That's why I like building my low poly first and then the high poly on top of that. I mean, the high poly will change a little bit and have a little bit more volumes, you know, because just the nature of sculpting high polygon stuff, you end up with a little bit larger areas in some parts because you're adding detail, so it's normal. So then after I do the zBrush, I bring that out, decimate it back into soft image, and I grab my low poly like you see me doing here, and I'm just adjust those bits a little bit, make sure that that low poly mesh is really hugging my high poly mesh as snug as possible, and that's gonna give us a better render in the end. Oh shit, okay, so I have my two different low polys on here, and I'm not sure which one okay, I'm messing with the right one. This other one I'm gonna delete, because that's my LUDC. Actually throw me up a tiny bit. I have the layers with LED 0 and LED 1 already set up, so I had both braids on top of each other there. I should have hidden the other one. I haven't spoken for this long in a while, so I'll probably end up losing my voice by the end of the night. But that's okay, guys. Doing it for the stream. Oh, I have to get some drinks in a bit. Or keep. My mouth for being dry. Alright, Matt, good luck, dude. Don't fucking feed like that asshole did in our game. It was really shitty. There was no way we could win. They just fed. What did they have? They had a Bloodseeker, I think, and Legion Commander or something. One of those terrible games that makes you hate Dota. What makes you want to play another game right after that could be, you know, be like, nah, well, I'm not going out on a shitty loss like that. No way, man. No way. Alright, this is pretty alright. Alright, this really tricky part is gonna be, gonna be getting this onto, shit. Fit in our UV space, because we have the helmet already. And our braid, this is actual. We might want to, oh man. I want to mirror this too. Oh hey, Sucker1, what's up, dude? Oh, Phantom Assassin action going on here, dude. Maybe I'll leave that for later because it's gonna be something I have to figure out, and I'd rather figure that out off stream. I gotta put a little bit of thought into that, and I'll just be sitting here staring at it and moving things around for a while. So we'll leave the braid for later, since this is gonna be baking anyway, so you guys don't want to see that yet. Worry about the helmet, I guess. The inside pieces here, these don't really need to be normal mapped because these pieces are just like the insides. Hey Kevin, thanks for the follow, man. So if you can see here, it's only like the insides, and they're gonna be really dark. Yeah. Oh, Ian, thanks for that follow, dude. It does work for that follow. Shit. See, like the inside here of the helmet, and then the inside of the mouth part of the helmet as well. Is this little extra pieces, and these pieces are, I think, only on the LOD 0 as well. So that means that they're not really important. They're only there so that you don't see right through the model when you zoom in. So that also means that we don't want to spend our UV space and texture space on it. So that's why they're so much smaller, and we're just gonna try and fit them, you know, into little crevices like this, if we can. If no, I mean, if not, we'll just make them super tiny and fit them, you know, wherever the hell they fit. They're not really important. They're gonna be dark, and they're gonna be blocking the see-through sections of the mesh. So we'll just as a placeholder, we'll just throw them in here for now. We can always just make them larger or whatever. You know. If we have more space, yeah, make them larger so they can have the possibility of holding a little bit of texture and detail on them. But if not, they are our last priority. So as a placeholder, we'll throw them in here. That's more than good enough. So we finish the braid UVs, takes for that stuff. Fine, we'll leave them there. And usually we bake out to our low in-game polygon model, so our LOD 1. But in this case, we're going to be baking to our LOD 0. And the reason for that is because the LOD 0 has this extra little edges that the LOD 1 does not. So you can see here, I kind of like got rid of them on the edge, those bevels. But the way that I unwrap this for the UVs, if this had to be the texture on it, you would still see the edge work right here. See the stuff that I'm drawing out? The texture is still gonna have that edge that is right here, this guys. So the normal maps and all that stuff is still gonna show up on it. So we're gonna bake that out onto the texture using our LOD 0, and it'll actually show up on our LOD 1. Pretty cool? Pretty cool. Ah, shit. Okay, it's right way. Okay. We're gonna get rid of the mirroring in here in Optimage. Get out of my instance layer there. And I'm gonna duplicate it. Oh. Gonna grab this guys and we're gonna merge them, and we're gonna weld those middle vertices here that you see that edge turning from blue to white means that they're merged. This version of that, and there we go. We have our one item UV'd and ready for zBrush. Well, almost ready for zBrush. We can either make a make a mid-poly version of this, or we can import this into zBrush and subdivide without smoothing groups, or the smoothing function, and then smooth it with our smooth group and make it a little bit cleaner. So I think let's make a quick middle poly version. Look at this, apply a little bit of a see-through to it, subdivide it, and see where our edges work. Okay, so it does lose a little bit of the volumes, as you can see there. Let's try it the other way. I mean, both ways work usually. But for this version, we're gonna try this. Just exporting this and then subdividing without smoothing a couple times after that again, instead of ZBrush. Save the model. We have this merged, and we have a backup as well. Hey, what's up, Fawokak? Oh, no problem, humiliation. Oh no, our Twitch alerts has fucking broken down. Maybe there's a new version out for it or something. Second time it crashes. Launch it here again. I'm actually gonna take off the host alerts. Sometimes they're bugged out. Oh man, okay, our cam is having some issues. Alright, maybe this is a good time for our break as we approach jumping inside of zBrush with our model. So let's take a quick break, guys. I'm gonna get a new drink. We'll throw this guy into zBrush when we come back and start sculpting in there. It'll be really cool. Hang around. Don't go away. We're back in a bit. Get yourself a drink. Go get a beer or something. Drink with us. Shit. Alright. Be right back, guys. Right. Oh, that's so much colder. Let me just double check here on camera. Still kind of bugging out a little bit. I think that's the best I can do for now. Plus one of the lights. Yeah. Alright, that's not too bad. Let's go with that. Alright. Right. Let's see, what kind of questions do we lose? Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Let's take your 171 credits already. See, man? Going up, going up. Hey Manny, when you first started modeling, how did you approach learning and understanding anatomy for characters? Did you memorize the muscular system and skeletal systems, or did you just practice with lots of reference material? I actually had a background with art. I did lots and lots and lots of like live drawing. I was in college, and before that I drew a lot of characters before that, so I already had a pretty good understanding of human form. And then, you know, going to college. I was in college only for 1 year, but that 1 year I had one class that was just live drawing. And it was 4 hours a day of just live drawing, just drawing the the human form in different poses, and understanding how muscles work, how different they look when they're flexed, and the weight behind them. You know, a lot of people will just draw a muscle and don't realize, you know, how it changes the weight depending on which way it's turned. A lot of little nuances that you pick up on. So yeah, I mean, doing a lot of that stuff will definitely help you. Knowing the skeleton and the muscular system is something invaluable when you're sculpting, more than anything, even more than drawing. Because drawing you can get away with, you know, drawing shapes and shades and, you know, kind of like hiding or making it look like it looks correct. But when you're sculpting, man, you have to know your anatomy. You have to know where those muscles go, where the ligaments attach, you know, where they go underneath one another, like, you know, the shoulder. The bicep actually goes way, way deep in there, and the chest, your chest ligaments and muscles actually go over top and attach to the shoulder, and all those things, you know, as you're sculpting and you start putting those muscles over top of each other with a clay build-up tool. That information is gonna come through on your sculpt, you know? So you should definitely know that stuff when you're learning models and character design, and as you sculpt through the years, you know, keep learning and try and memorize those things. And if you don't know it, use a muscle reference book or images, so that you know, you can see them, be like, okay, that's what that muscle actually looks like, it goes over top of it. Or look at a muscle, like a science book for muscles, and you can actually see where the muscles go inside, you know, even below the skin. Yeah, super important. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna shoot this over to zBrush, I guess. Before we do that, we're gonna shoot over the head as well, so we have a good reference point to look at, not just the helmet. Let's export both of these things. Before we do that, make sure that we have everything as quads. Oh, so I guess that's one thing to taking into consideration here. Making a mid-poly version of this. Why the hell not? Hello, these. Blue. Okay. Now we're gonna make a new layer. Oh, good. Mid poly. Okay, whatever. Do that later. We can just make this, that in, go, freeze it, back to zeros, hide our real one, and this one, which is actually also UV, which is a good thing. This one, then we can, let's get rid of the triangles on it, little quads. Be a little cleaner for zBrush. So for example, lose that. We can probably just cut this one. So yeah, we're actually adding polygons to this, but that's okay. This is just for zBrush. You're right. Quads. Some over here. This thing went really bad, I guess. There. Leave it open. No big deal. No big deal. Hey, Bookie, welcome back, man. Never seen us stream at this time. I know, man. We're streaming earlier. Remember, we spoke about it forever, so now we're now we're doing it, man. It's happening. Hey, Serenity, welcome back as well. How you doing? Why do I wear a cap? Am I outside? Nope, we're inside. I always wear a cap or a do-rag or a beanie. It's just I've been wearing that shit for forever. I like them. That's all, man. That's all. Don't need to be outside to wear a cap. Not the 1400s, man. You need a hat. The one thing I don't get is why people have to take off their hat when they go like inside a church or inside a building. I mean, back in the days, I guess you had to take off your hat when you went inside. Maybe they still do that, I guess, in the mid-America, if you're like a cowboy or anything like that. I don't understand it. I'm not with it. I'm not here to that. Wear my hat wherever I want. Most traditions are actually really stupid. That's her disrespectful to the Lord. Religion makes me laugh, man. So stupid. Oh shit, are we missing a polygon there? What happened to this thing? I must have... Get back in there, man. Let's check the... You're right, let's check our V section. I don't want to miss out on that thing. Okay, it is there. We just deleted it by mistake somehow, but it's okay. Still good, still good. Please show you the artistic concept. Dude, I had it in my head and I just modeled it straight out of there. I didn't bother making a 2D design for it. I concepted it in my head and I modeled it straight out. And then as I modeled it out, I changed some things, you know, that just didn't work out when I actually had it in an actual model. But yeah, usually I just, if I have the design going in my head, I can pull it straight out onto the model. And it evolves a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's what goes in there. Alright, quads. Let's get rid of the quads. That can go, that can go, that can get cut. Cut this way, cut this way, cut that way. Cut this way. Actually, cut it this way. Bit of room for those guys to live. Out of zBrush. Probably use a cut. Open. There's gonna be a lot of detail there anyways. On zBrush, we're sitting okay. Adding those. Promise. Leon Crawl. Alright, man, no problem, no problem. This part's not brilliant. I have triangles. More triangles anywhere? You guys see any? Oh, shit. Big one. Okay. Found a couple there. This one we could probably get rid of too. Those two guys at the same time. Rah. Here we can get this guy that's hiding from us. And that's a quad, that's a quad, that's a quad. Good. Good shit. Oh, shit. Oh, we must have deleted by mistake. Oh, yeah. Alright. And we'll check the UVs, make sure we don't fuck that up. Aha! Trying to screw us over, weren't you? Got him though, we got him. Right. I can always quadify it inside of zBrush. Saves manual work. Yes, it does. But it also fucks up with your UVs. And I don't want to fuck up with our UVs. I want that shit to be perfect. So that's why I'm doing it manually, man. This is like a fake, at least it's like a mid-poly version of our mesh. But it's holding our low poly, our UVs that our mesh already has. So having that is going to be, it's really nice to have as an option for later on. So that's why, my man. Oh, that's fine actually. Setting this in here is good anyways. That guy. This guy. Probably just lose it. Don't worry about it when we come into this brush, but that'll be okay. That's too many problems. Hey, what's up? Also, average. Did we finish the CK? Very close, dude. We have a little bit of texture, a little bit of material work to do, and then the loading screen, illustration, poster, release, marketing asset for it. And as we do that, when you jump back on it after we do a bunch of these bundles, I'm going to be working that at the same time. We also have a little movie being made by Lussinger. So all that stuff is going to come together really, really nice and have an awesome, awesome release. Alright, I think we're good for quartz here. Any others? Quad. Oh, there's one here. Is that gonna cause problems? Probably not. We'll put it here in the middle and kill that guy there. That won't be a big. Clean that up in zBrush. Quads. Quad. Yeah, good. Alright. Good. We're gonna that. Right here. In our middle. Yep, we are. Okay, we're gonna then merge. Oh, right. Let's undo that stuff. And fix this first. Miss this guy. But closing this guy off by just bridging it in Softimage will actually do the UVs at the same time. Oh, but it's gonna merge the UVs because that's supposed to be separate. So a better way to do that is to duplicate this, merge that vertice, merge that vertice, find this vertice over here, deselect the other vertice that is sharing the same space with it because it's merged, then grab this guy and pull him out in this direction. Then grab these two guys and pull them back this way. And then we have that fixed perfectly. You guys get that? Yeah, good. Let's move on. And this is actually not a 0, 0, 0. This guy. Hell. Let's just grab all of these guys. Make sure that they're on 0, 0, 0. So we have a perfect mirror inside of zBrush. I'm gonna 0 those out and then 0 those out. Oh. Pretty straight now. And now we can mirror that on the X. And look at that. Perfect. Okay. Those two guys and merge. See, now we have that completely merged and welded right down the middle. Delete the version of that. Hide. Freeze. Save. Dunsville. Okay, now this is ready for zBrush. For this OBJ. I take off the material because the material just has another little file in there that we don't need. Whoop. Our models. We'll just store it in here as PA SR12. We're gonna put that in PA. MP for middle or mid poly. Alright, export it. Perfect. Now we're gonna export the head just so we have some reference as we're modeling the helmet because it's cooler at the same time. Take off that goddamn material. The head reference. Okay. And with that, we're gonna open up zBrush. Answer some questions. Let's see. Right here. Turn on my automatic scene switcher so that when I switch over to zBrush, which is over here now, I'll switch it on my desktop. There we go. I'm seeing the gear of the zBrush. Alright. Back to our soft image, just see something while we answer some questions. Save that out. Stuff, okay. When will the Headless Horseman be out? Talon, that is a great question, man, but I can't give you a date on that. I need to finish that, I need to post for the marketing piece for it, the poster, which will also be a print that we'll have up on LiveWorkshop if anybody wants to purchase that eventually. We'll have it on there. There'll also be a loading screen that will hopefully come with the set. And then as I'm working on that, we're gonna have that video being created by Lissinger, like I said, so that could take a few weeks for us to finish and upload, and possibly 3 weeks, give or take, because we'll be working on some bundles for this new chest that we're working on. Hey, the Anthill, what's up, bud? How you doing? I was watching you work on your witch doctor the other day, man. You were redoing the hand, I think, again, and I was like, dude, are you working on the hand again? Like, or is this like did you make like a second witch doctor for somebody else that want another witch doctor? But I think he was just redoing part of the bracelet or something like that. So I was like, he's still working on the hand? No way. No way. So yeah, that's cool. If you guys don't know the Anthill, he sculpts, like in real life, he sculpts with some clay, or I don't know what material you actually use. He's been doing some Dota characters for some people that want to purchase his sculpts. So he's done a tiny before, I think, and he's I guess working still on the Witch Doctor. So if you guys want to see him work on that shit, just right click his name there or left click his name and throw him a follow. You guys can check him out later. Always good to help and promote other artists on streams. People are in here watching some arts, watching some Dota. I'm pretty sure you like his shit too, guys. Hey buds, what's up, man? There's no concept art for it, man. The concept art was in my head and I just pulled it out and started sculpting straight out of it. I usually don't need to sculpt stuff or concept stuff anymore unless I'm working for like a studio or a contract work, so that they can see the ideas that I have and they sign off on it and whatnot. But since I'm art director in this designs, I can just bypass that and just go straight to the sculpt design for it. Do I know Scott from Psyox Studios? Scott what, man? And where did he work before? Hey, Pave the Whales? That's a good name, man. I like that. Thanks, buds. Well, every now and then I will do a concept, but that'll be more when I don't jump straight into the design for it. So if like I have one of the artists from LiveWorkshop actually start doing the low poly and the high poly, then I'll do a quick little concept for them in that regard, and then art direct it and keep a close eye on it so that the design comes out as intended. So here's a quick example of fuck. Move this. There we go. Cheating. Alright, so you guys can see that? Yeah. So here's a quick little concept that I did for this other weapon that we have going on. I mean, it's not finished all the way. It's more illustrative than anything, but it gets the idea completely across. And then from there, we just keep an eye on it and make sure that it comes out as intended, and we're good to go. Usually I go farther than this, but it was pretty straightforward, idea and item, so I didn't go too far into it. That's a quick little sample there. Some quick concept art. Hey, what's up? I am your mother. How you doing? We're just gonna import our meshes that we exported. Bring in our mid-poly helmet and that head as a reference. So it looks like this, you know, we have the helmet sitting on something. I don't like just modeling, you know, in open space without the character in it. There is this Assasin there. Oh, for crying out loud. Wrong import section. One more time. Ed. Perfect. Edit mode. We should just go in edit mode by default. I don't know why the other one's default. You're always sculpting on your shit that you import. Perspective on, and a nice little. Okay, great. I always like to subdivide these guys a little bit so they don't look terrible inside the zBrush, even though we're not sculpting on these at all because this is the default model. I always kind of buy that maybe a couple times, out a bit. Whoops. Also, it's not just really ugly looking by the time we get our zBrush sculpt, you know, looking really nice, and then you look at the head and you're like, ugh. I might have subdivided too many times in the low poly. Whatever, those have to be perfect, just just a little bit better than complete, you know, handguns and all that. Alright, whatever. She looks like an old woman now. It's gonna bother me. Clean that up a little. Alright, most of the shit we won't even see, so okay, that's good. So, our helmet in. Let him pee. Lots of triangle. Alright. DK Mythos, what's up, man? Welcome in. Oh, for fucking hell, like, alerts, man. Why? What's wrong with you? I really hope there's a new version for that. It's crashing a fuck ton tonight. Let me just save this first before we open that back up. Any fold first. Alright. Our alerts. Pain in the butt. Pretty sure there's no version, so we'll just deal with this crash just today, and off stream I'll fix it. Bother you guys with it. Okay. You working again? That sucks. Ah, there it goes, it's working. DK Mythos is refollowed. Scott Rosecrans, he works on a lot of TV shows, recently in the new Flash series. Oh, right on, man. I do not know Mr. Scott. It was the anthill, yes, absolutely, thank you. Thanks, babe. Why not Dynamish? Dynamish. Oh, you mean the head? Yeah, that could have worked. I mean, we're not touching the head. It's just there, you know, like we're not really looking at the head. It's just at least it doesn't look like just edges and shit in there. And Dynamish is gonna destroy the UVs and everything, so we're not Dynamishing this stuff. That's why we made the mid poly version of it. Can work. Oh shit! So we can work on this thing. Oh, perfect. Like the mirror's working great. Okay. Now let's subdivide this bad boy. Save this. And did I miss anything? Replace it? Yes. Right. Geometry. Divide. 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 Alright, that's not a bad start. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna be a little rusty. I haven't touched zBrush for a while. But first, we're just gonna clean up a lot of these little edges that are part of that process of smoothing the mesh. At the same time, what I like to do is use a standard brush usually, actually. Down to like 11 or something. And if there's like, you can see like a quad really strongly, we can actually just go in there and kind of brush in a little bit of, little volume. A little bit of volume. But we lose those quads right up. But we keep our volumes fairly intact, which is going to be important when we do our base. Iron this stuff out a little bit here and there. A little bit of space and volumes between the middle of the quads. Tends to we can polish this a little bit later too. Getting the first pass on it, so it's not gonna look perfect, but it is gonna help out in the long run. Guarantee it. Now we have our version where we started working, so I always save one where it's set up in case something goes completely wrong. We want to redesign it, we can always just go back to the initial setup and we don't have to reset up everything. See, right off the bat, man, we have the exact same volumes that we did in our low poly. So this is what we work with this kind of workflow. It's cleaner and it's better for design. Hey, Luisma, that's right, man, we're back. I know, man, we're away. I'm sorry. I left you guys. 121069993, what's up? David, oh man, I don't think any of us have that gift of being amazing with Invoker. I haven't even learned the fucking hero, man, so I can't say anything about Invoker. Alright, so this part's gonna get a little tricky because we have to go underneath this piece of crap here. So, the best way to, you can mask it out or hide it. Probably masking's better because then we can keep subdividing and whatnot. Enough perspective. Alright, that should give us enough space. It'll clean it. Test that real quick, we'll be like, it's not fucking up. Okay, perfect. Oops. Fuck with me for zBrush. Just started working with you, come on, man. zBrush can be such a bitch. I'm gonna block this stuff out so we don't fuck with it. I have the feeling we're gonna fuck it up. And I want this part to be really, really nice and smooth because it's the forehead section. And it's gonna have quite a bit of detail on it. We're gonna put some little elf-like designs on top of it. I do want it clean. We'll probably have to do that mask again later. Fine for now. That's some. Bearing's kind of fucked up on this side. We don't care about that side though. We just care about the middle line. That's what's where we're gonna have our texture, you know, and our ZBrush be, our sculpting be important. All this stuff over here is already mirrored in the low poly, so this side can be completely fucked. We don't care if the edges went the wrong way or whatever the hell happened there. No big deal. Bit of volume then. Just a little. Buckling it. And all this little quirks and things will go away as we go higher on our subdivision. Not a huge problem either. A little bit of a bump there, so you see a little bit more of the roundness. A really big brush. That works. Holy shit, man, that was a long game, man. Feels like it was over an hour, I want to say. Maybe not. How long have we been streaming? Shit, we're coming up on an hour and 15 minutes. Nyx? Oh, you dick. Nyx can be such a bitch. I like Terrorblade a lot, man. I played a few games with Terrorblade, but I don't know him crazy well yet. But I do want to get better with him. And he'd be a really cool hero to make a set for because you can actually, on his ultimate, Is it his ultimate? Actually, not even his ultimate. Just when he replicates himself, that demon version of himself, you can replace the whole thing, I think. So you can come up with a really cool demon form. Cool. Luis, man, no, man, we haven't finished the CK. There's some things we still have to do on it, but we need to jump on some of these other things that are pressing for an event. This is gonna need more polygons. But it's a pretty good start. It was more like for cinematic work, or more of a adventure game, or something more highly detailed inside of the game, or for the cinematic or the close-up versions or whatever. We would want to make a mid-poly version of this stuff, or have a really extra clean version of the mid-poly, so it wouldn't have crossing edges and things like this right here. But you know, as we get higher in subdivisions, a lot of this stuff will go away, and the rest of it, the little dots, like a little dot that you see right there, that will go away inside of the texture and the downrest as well of the bake. We should do some meepo stuff. Yeah. Might be fun to make something for. I was talking to somebody about that the other day, actually. They wanted meepo too. Listen, man, 2,600. That's not bad, that's not bad. What event? We haven't announced the event yet, man. Stay tuned. Gonna be multiple things we're doing. This is just one of them. getting pretty clean, fairly easy. Still pretty, very low poly, but we don't need it to be crazy. Alright, well, smoothing stuff that we're doing right now. This part back here, we can be more aggressive. We're a little bit warmed up with zBrush. I kind of want to hide. That's okay. And the Assasin. What's it got? One second, guys. Need to look at something real quick. Oh no, my pen! Still good, still good. Oh my god, there's a lot of map messages on here. Hey, I'm sure you answered this question before a million times, but what tablet are you using and what would you recommend for sculpting? If you scroll down, man, on the FAQ, you can see all the stuff that I'm using for my setup. And that should probably answer a lot of those questions. If you got any more and they're not on there, I'll happily answer them. Humiliation. It's also on the sidebar over. Name of the song? Oh fuck, man, I don't know what the last song was. What was it? It was Ronald Jenkins' Early Morning May. This is Stay Crunchy. I can't play any songs that are gonna mute our stream because of Twitch's new thing, so it's gotta be stuff that I own the rights to play. Like all the songs that I'm playing right now, I have the trademark. or at least a deal with Ronald Jenkins that allows me to play it. Art. We increased this, yeah. Raised that earlier, but that's fine.